The beauty of Pokemon games are that it's multifaceted. You can enjoy the game in many ways, such as completing the main story, participating in the Pokemon contest, shiny hunting, gambling, and much more. But there's one aspect of Pokemon that I avoid like the plague, and that's...
Deploying flashbang.
In my 10 plus years of enjoying Pokemon, starting from Pokemon Blue, I have never finished or even gotten close to completing a Pokedex. And as the years go by and newer titles are released, I'm more reluctant to try because it feels like a drop in the bucket. However, during my challenge of beating Pokemon Shining Pearl with only shinies I catch from the Grand Underground, which I'm probably still doing at this point, psych, I lied, I'm actually in the middle of working on a shiny living dex from scratch, which you can check out on my YouTube or Twitch live stream. Anyway, during the challenge, I discovered that Arceus can be shiny hunted, which means it's the first time we could obtain a legitimate shiny Arceus with our OT on it. Because with the exception of Wi-Fi events, the item to summon Arceus, the Azure Flute, was not officially obtainable in Diamond, Pearl, or Platinum without the use of an action replay. However, there was a Japanese event where you could get a shiny Arceus in 2015, but it was for pushing ticket sales for an upcoming movie, Pokemon the Movie, Kieran vs. the Sword of Justice in Japan. And based on this Reddit post, you have to pre-order the ticket, which gives you a code to redeem for a random one-time chance out of 19 Arceus, with only one of it being shiny. That's pretty brutal. But back to BDSP. The only way to acquire an Azure Flute is to complete a series of chain missions or requests in the post-game of Pokemon Legends Arceus, and with the requirement for the final mission being a completed Pokedex. Luckily, this doesn't include the research level, and thank God it's not a temporary event like Shaman and Darkrai. However, it does suck you have to buy a whole nother game for it, but this means for the first time since I started playing Pokemon, I will complete my first Pokedex. And I know it's a spin-off game, but I still think it counts. So our journey starts again in Jubilife Village with the main story already completed. And like I mentioned earlier, to unlock Arceus, I have to complete a series of chain missions, with the last one requiring a complete Pokedex. Because for some reason, Arceus won't acknowledge you if you haven't obtained 237 Pokemon, excluding Manaphy, Phione, Darkrai, and Shaman. But the worst part is, I'm only at 104. Before I start this collectathon, there was an update since I last played. The Daybreak update, which introduced massive mass outbreaks. In simple term, bigger and better outbreaks, but it is also locked behind a series of chain missions. So the goal for now is to passively complete the Daybreak missions and post-game missions while I fill my Pokedex. The Daybreak questline starts with Request 95 in Obsidian Fieldland with Mai, where I investigate Ramanas Island because it caught Munchlax's attention. When I reached the destination, there was an outbreak of Hisuian Zoroas, which is strange because this is not their normal habitat. I returned to Mai, then to Cylene to report about this anomaly, which leads to more investigations around the area involving the massive mass outbreaks. I went back to Obsidian Fieldland for Request 96 and to start Mission 20. I went around to the outbreaks and met up with Volo, but got interrupted by an Alpha Vespiquen. Excuse the footage, my capture card malfunctioned. After receiving the stone plate from Vespiquen, Volo tells me about a place called the Ancient Retreat and Mistress Kogita. Mistress Kogita talks about the mysteries behind the plate and clues to find more of them, which unlocks missions involving the Lake Trio, Heatran, Cresselia, and Regigigas. Returning to the village, I got a follow-up mission involving Commander Kamado. Honestly, I don't know why he doesn't just give me the plates. I've already saved the village before, why do we gotta go through a battle? Well, I lost. I had no answer for Clefable. So, I decided to catch a Drapion to counter it. And you know what's funny? I didn't even bring it to the fight. Good old legendaries. I received the fist plate. Afterward, I went to the Obsidian Fieldland for a massive mass outbreak, which I happened to catch an Alpha Weirdeer for the Pokedex. You know, it's a little weird how our mounts don't count towards the Pokedex. Anyway, after the outbreak, I headed towards the lake for Mesprit, one of the lake trios, then Alabaster Iceland for Uxie, and then Crimson Mireland for Azelf. After catching the last one, I received the Draco plate. Continuing my legendary conquest, I head towards Cobalt Coastland for Heatran. Well, I got the Iron Plate from Heatran, now to Cornet Highland for Cresselia, and got the Dread Plate, and finally Alabaster Iceland for Regigigas, and got the Blank Plate. Blank Plate? Oh, it's a new plate for normal types. And finally, before I leave Alabaster, I catch an Alpha Lucario. Now I must go back to Kogita to report my progress. I return to the Ancient Retreat and Kogita gives me another mission, but it's for 3 wood. Huh? Wood?
I don't have enough wood.
Luckily, someone in chat knew where to get a single wood.
Oh my god, God bless you. I don't even know how you remember that this piece of log was here.
Back at Kogita. Apparently, she's been using one of the plates as a chopping board. With the Pixie Plate, I have 17 plates in total with only one missing. For the final plate, Volo recommends Celestica Ruins of Cornet Highland because of its connection to Palkia and Dialga. And talking to Volo in the ruins leads us to the Temple of Sinnoh, where I previously fought Palkia and Dialga. Apparently, Volo is insane and wants to meet God and used me to collect the remaining 17 plates for him. Now I'm forced to battle him for the last plate. I'm a little intimidated, because I've heard this is the hardest fight in Legends Arceus, and it doesn't help that I don't enjoy the battle mechanics in this game. But here's a quick overview on what I'm getting myself into. Volo's team consists of Spiritomb, Roserade, Togekiss, Hisuian Arcanine, Lucario, and Garchomp, a pretty stacked team, while I have Staraptor, Lucario, Palkia, Dialga, Garchomp, and Weirdeer, which is arguably a stronger team, but none of my Pokemon have used Grit, which I assume Volo did. But while we're on the topic of Grit, I feel like the game doesn't try enough to highlight the importance of Grit in my opinion. I've used Pokemon that have a 20 to 30 level advantage and still not wanted KO or lose half HP from one move. I could be wrong, but so far from my experience with this game, level doesn't mean much, or there's a smaller return as you get higher or to a certain point. Or maybe I'm just bad at the game, because there will always be that one dude who's a GM top 500 undefeated expert in said Pokemon game saying otherwise.
Volo wasn't that bad. Let me go first. Dead. Did he just hit a double crit?
Okay, so Giratina is a little stronger than I thought. Second time, I'm left with 3-ish Pokemon. I sack Staraptor to heal Palkia to full, Lucario down, and now it's a 1v1. Luckily, Palkia got 2 turns which let me knock out Giratina.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, now I understand what people were talking about. A 2-stage fight. Oh, brother.
I'm dead. A crit.
This isn't working, so I go back to the village and rethink my plan. I decided to use some XP candy and Grit, but I do have to keep in mind not to level them past 80. The goal is to focus on Dialga because of its useful type combination of Steel and Dragon. Now for the 5th and final run back.
Look away. This is not for the faint of heart. Let's see how much a regular one does. Oh, I forgot he's a dark type. Oh no, I forgot Spiritomb's a dark type. Oh my god, he's dark and gold. Oh, I'm so stupid. Look away. This is not for the faint of heart. Look away. This is not for the faint of heart. Come on, please. Oh no. Yes! Oh. Uh-oh. Here comes Togekiss. Okay. I should move first next turn. Never mind. Fuck off, dude. Holy. I'm telling you, there is legitimately no point of like using Agile Style to take a Pokemon out, because in theory on the turn thing it says I move next. There's no point, because when he pulls out a new Pokemon, that is thrown out the window. God, this game infuriates me. I love you, game. Oh, Spikes. Do I hate Spikes in this game? Spikes is so goddamn strong. In what fucking world do you see a Roserade beating a Lucario? In what world? Completely shuts out poison. Grass, I think, still makes it not very effective. Roserade is carried in this game.
I decided to take this chance to revive and heal my team for the upcoming Giratina fight.
Because this is legitimately the most perfect scenario I could be in right now. With 5 of my Pokemons alive. Sure, they're not full health, but they would probably die in one hit anyway.
Weirdeer does some chip damage before going down, and Lucario does a sizable chunk before going down. I send out Palkia to take down base Giratina because I wanted to save Dialga and Garchomp for Origin Form. Palkia absolutely clutched this fight.
Come on, Palkia. God damn! Okay, we're good. Old Palkia would have not survived. Oh! Yo, say less? That did that much? Do we got this? Can I miss? That was the solution to our problem. Using grits with butter and bacon bits. That's it.
And with this, Volo gives us the final plate and my flute turns into a...
Oh, It looks like a devil fruit from One Piece that got made into a flute.
Now the final main mission is unlocked, the Defiled Pokemon, but I cannot attempt it because like I mentioned earlier in the video, I need to complete my Pokedex. But before that, I need to solve my money problem. Luckily, there is a well-known infinite money glitch where you can obtain infinite grit. But to be able to do this money-making method, I have to finish the Daybreak questline, which at this point, I've only done 1 out of 8. I head back to the village and into the headquarters where I encounter Kogito.
Oh, Tornadus! We finally get to capture them!
So I head towards Obsidian Fieldland for request 96 and for Landorus. Little did I know, hunting for the genies were going to be a big pain in my... They constantly run away and attack from afar, and while all of that is happening, you have to stun it. And it didn't help because it kept running into different Pokemon which aggroed onto me.
Yo, off! Off! Oh my... Dude.
So instead, I finished request 96 first, then grabbed all the Mud Balls I had. Time for round 2. The plan was simple, Smoke Ball and Mud Ball it. Similar to some of the earlier legendaries, I had to stun multiple times, in this case 3 times in total. Back to the village for the next request, which leads me to the Crimson Mireland, where we learn about my Munchlax having the ability to identify all the outbreaks for the low price of 5 Aguath Berry. I also learned from chat that this is where the fourth genie, Enamorus, spawns after I catch the first 3. Made a little mistake, couldn't finish the request because the rain stopped, but I caught a Licky Licky for the Pokedex. Back in the village, I found out I had some of the items for the chain mission which unlocked more items in the shop.
We did it. We got the Sticky Glob, the most OP item in the game. It's so strong, it can beat legendaries. Darkrai? Who? Sticky Glob. Cresselia? Who? Sticky Glob. Crazy.
After unlocking this huge milestone, it's time for a new fit for the final stretch of the game.
We're about to approach the collectathon phase, and I think I need a new outfit. This outfit represents my beginning to end completing the main story. I think it's time for a new outfit. It's so basic.
Back to the Crimson Mireland. This time, while working on the request, I catch a Grottle, Swinub, and Bonsly for the Pokedex. I turn in request 97, which leads to another investigation, but this time in the Cobalt Coastline. While investigating, I catch an Alpha Gastrodon and a Growlithe. I also learned from chat that Giratina is also here. Last thing before turning in the request is to catch Thundurus, but after a few minutes of searching, I find nothing. Apparently, it only spawns during a thunderstorm, so I fast forward in camp until I get the desired weather. You can tell by looking at the top left icon in your map.
Oh, there he is! Hello, Thundurus. Oh, God. How am I gonna do this?
The same as the previous genie, I have to stun it 3 times before I can battle it.
Nice. Woo!
And with turning in the report, I have enough points to be a 7th star member. For a change of pace, I decided to catch Shaman, which doesn't count towards the Pokemon. Which I also learned while writing the script, Shaman is locked behind Pokemon Sword and Shield. Another game if you want this. Kinda crazy. Now I head towards Cobalt Coastline for the next request in the Daybreak series. Along the way, I catch Tentacool and fail catching an Alpha Tentacruel. After finishing the investigation, I head back to camp, but Mai wasn't there. Apparently, I have to battle my rival Akari to finish the request. And lucky for me, I defeat Akari with no issue. But with this, request 98 is finished. However, before I left, I managed to catch a Magby. The next request is a strange one. Mai believes we can solve the mysteries of Massive Mass Outbreak with mushroom cakes. Luckily, I unlocked the shop earlier so we can just buy it and head towards Alabaster Iceland. While I head towards the objective, I catch an Aipom. And when I get there, Mai congratulates me and tells me to go back to the village. So I didn't catch this initially, but what is being speculated is that Zora is impersonating other people for food. Kinda cool. So back to our usual program. This time I'm sent to the Coronet Highland for investigation, and this time I catch Chingling and a Snover. But I took too long and wasted the rain, so instead I went to the Obsidian Fieldland to hunt for some missing Pokemon. Just in case if you didn't know, you cannot spawn a massive outbreak by resetting at the tent for rain. It works like a regular outbreak but just has the weather as a timer. I catch an Alpha Rapidash, Alpha Infernape, Alpha Luxray, Kadabra, and a Mime Jr. Still no sign of a rainstorm, I head towards Alabaster Iceland to catch the last genie, Tornadus. And just like the previous 2 genies, this was a miserable experience.
Oh! Dude. Oh my god! Locking on is the most garbage mechanic in this game. I need to stop relying on it. Come on, do your little tornado thing. Come on. Come on. What are you? Come on. Aha! I'm so... What?
I swear I'm not bad at this game. Third time's a charm, right?
No, 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 no! I pressed the wrong button.
Alright, fourth time's a charm.
Ain't no way you decided to join in the party! What are you doing? We don't live in the same spectrum. We're legendary mythical gods. You, spiky ice ball.
Now I can turn in the request to Kogita to unlock Enamorous.
Did I miss the memo somewhere?
Hey pal, you just blowing from Stupid Town?
She would like you to track down the 3 Pokemon and show her completed Pokedex for each one.
Yeah, so it means I need to get level 10 in the Pokedex entry for the 3 genies. So I head to Cornet Highland to complete the genie dex while catching missing Pokemon. I catch a Yanmega and also remember I have a Darkrai mission here. And just like before, apparently Darkrai is locked behind BDSP save file. Which I guess in this case it doesn't really matter because you want Arceus for BDSP, you're gonna have it anyway, right? But it's still really stupid though. So I camp till night and head towards Darkrai. The power of Wing Ball.
Wait. Oh! That has to be it. That has to be it. It has to be it. It has to be it. Yeah! Woo! I don't even know if that was the right way to do it.
After many wild battles, I finished maxing out the genies.
Huh? Only level 8?
A few moments later.
Yay! Level 10.
I returned to Kogito.
Huh? What is that?
At least his Therian form makes up for it, but just like the other genies, I have to go hunt it down. While I'm looking for Enamorous, I catch a Skuntank. I can see why people said this is by far the worst genie to hunt. Chasing Enamorous while navigating this terrain makes this fight 100 times harder.
It would have been a lot cooler if it had to do something with like infatuation, where like I wouldn't be, if I get hit by it, there's a chance I wouldn't be able to, move. Like immobilized by love. I think that would have been a cool thing. Oh my god, I'm about to lose. Oh look! Oh yeah!
And I swear, Enamorous seems to move faster than the other genies, but once I got in rhythm, I took it down fast. Still no massive outbreak, so I went to the Obsidian Fielding for more Pokedex entry. I managed to find a single Chimchar before returning, and then next to Alabaster Iceland.
Oh. Where's the save function? Oh my god! What the hell? I came here for a good time, but looks like I came here for a great time. I'm very happy because it's been a long time coming for a shiny, okay? A long time coming. The last time I got a shiny was when I was still playing the main story. Oh, it's so pretty.
Along with the shiny, I caught a Piloswine, Alpha Glalie, Electabuzz, Ambipom, Obama Snow, Bergmite, and Avalugg. After this catching spree, I decided it was time to force spawn the Massive Mass Outbreak. It took me about 10 resets before I got it.
Oh, there we go. Oh, finally. Oh my god. Thank you, Jesus.
While finishing the investigation, I caught a Probopass, Heracross, Cleffa, and even got a nice surprise at the end.
Oh my god, the 100 spoiled apricot. I'm about to, that was crazy. Oh my god, you don't know how happy I am. 100 sticky globs. You're my new favorite person in this game. Oh my god, look at all the sticky globs. job.
Now for the second to last request in the Daybreak questline. I started to be less stingy with the Agwath Berry and selected outbreaks with Pokemon I am missing. I caught a Haunter, Gengar, Alpha Machamp, Curlier, Gardevoir, Braviary, Rufflet, and Abra. The Abra was a great find because I was having trouble catching one without it instantly teleporting the moment I set my eyes on it. And with this, we're down to our last Daybreak mission. Luckily, the last request wasn't an investigation or a battle, just a cutscene. A bittersweet cutscene.
Damn. That's it. There's no more like mainline story, post story left. That's it. That all the other like stuff are just, oh, other than the Arceus one, of course. They're just kind of just requests, really.
And with that, all I have left is to collect the remaining Pokemon. But this also means I can finally make a lot of money for Ultra Balls, Globs, and Smoke Ball.
Oh yes, yes. This is what I've been wanting the whole time. Trading my Pokemon away for grit. And then the key thing is that I don't leave the menu, and then I release one at a time. Ooh. Oh my god. Money, 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 money. That's not much, but still.
But after some grit farming, it was time to cash in. This purchase marks a transition from questing to full-on collecting. The plan from here on out is to prioritize Massive Mass Outbreaks, then Space-Time Distortion for rare and kind of annoying to get Pokemon. And while I'm out there, I'll passively collect Wisp for the eventual Spiritomb encounter. Luckily, we get a Massive Mass Outbreak first try at the Obsidian Fieldland. But nothing I needed, so I waited for a Distortion instead. About 5 minutes later.
Oh! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god, yes!
One of the first new Pokemon I catch is Steelix, and I got one of the Evolution, Leafeon.
Sorry, I gotta focus. Oh! I need you, not you. You.
My goal is to catch the Evolution passively through the Distortion while catching spare Eevees, which will double up as backup evolutions. By the end of the Distortion, I caught 3 extra Eevees and some duplicate Pokemon. No outbreak, so I head to Alabaster Iceland for potential Espeon from the Distortion. While waiting on the Distortion, I catch an Alpha Gallade and then run into sort of an elusive Pokemon. Well, for me. After a couple minutes, a Distortion appears. I catch a Celio, Oshawott, Walrein, and Tangrowth. Unfortunately, no Espeon. I return to the village and repeat and rinse. While going around to outbreaks, I catch a Basculin, Rhyhorn, Alpha Crobat, and Alpha Golem. Instead of sticking around for the Distortion, I head back to the village because I got enough points for a rank up.
Promotion, I'm ready. Promotion, I'm ready.
Sounds bittersweet, just don't tell them about Cyrus and future Team Galactic. Still missing 7 of the Evolution. I decided to evolve the ones I could get right now. So with 4 Eevees, I got Flareon, Vaporeon, and Jolteon. That's all the stones I had. I also pulled out Oshawott and Porygon to evolve. Porygon 2, but no Dubious Disc, so instead I evolved Oshawott to Duat and then Samurott. Found out my Piloswine has ancient power already, so I evolved it to Mamoswine. Found some more stone evolution, Clefairy to Clefable, Togetic to Togekiss, and Growlithe to Arcanine. And used some XP candy on Burmy for Wormadad, Remoraid for Octillery, and yeah, I could've just caught the wild Octillery, but I'm okay with this too. And with more XP candy, I get Torterra, Prinplup, Empoleon, Monferno, and Tentacruel. And during an off day, I got Silcoon, Raichu, Blissey, Teddiursa, Goomy, Sliggoo, Turtwig, and Honchkrow. Back to my routine. I head to Alabaster for an outbreak where I catch an Alpha Frostlass, Scizor, and Electivire. Still no Espeon. I return to the village and learn about the Merit Shop.
Oh, the satchels. I never collect satchels. You guys want to see the amount of items I lost? That I don't even pick up my own items that I've lost. These are my items that just cannot bother to go pick up. Oh my god, I can't afford it. I thought I'd had a little bit more. I need an upgrade. No, what's the? I need a Dubious Disc. I need a Protector, a Dubious Disc, 3 of those. So I need 5 items, minimum 5 things from here.
So with the evolution items I do have, I evolved for Magmortar. I head to Cornet Highland for an outbreak.
Ooh.
That means 1 less item I need to buy. And I also learned Glasgow can spawn in this area. which means one less item to buy. I'm starting to get to the point where I gotta do specific hunts. The days when I encounter random uncaught Pokemon is few and far between. So with that in mind, I went to Lonely Springs for the potential Cherubi or Chairman spawn. Fortunately, it didn't take too long, but I couldn't find a Cherubi. So instead, I went to the Ancient Quarry for a Toxicroak. I head back to Lonely Springs for maybe a Cherubi, but there was no Shaking Tree in sight. So instead, I decided to evolve my Basculin to Basculegion, which has an interesting condition for evolving. It needs to take a total of 294 recoil damage from its own moves without fainting. After many battles, Basculin was ready. I returned to the village and planned my next hunt. I looked up where I could find a Razor Claw and a Peat Block. There were some repeatable methods, but I didn't want to leave it up to chance, so I decided on working towards the Gone Astray chain mission, which includes Request 38, 58, 69, 77, and finally 86. All the requests involves using Ursaluna's tracking ability to find Zeke's lost sister, Wanda, in different regions. So I head to the Crimson Mireland for the first. During my search for Wanda, I cast an Alpha Roserade, but after finding Wanda, I decided to stay a little longer for a distortion, about 20 minutes later, which I catch a Quilava and an Umbreon. I didn't know this, but someone in chat told me I could receive the remaining starters from Professor Laventon if I beat the main story already.
Yo! Yo!
Next, Request 58 sent us to Cobalt Coastline. I already had an idea of what I needed to collect while I was here. I caught an Alpha Dusknor, Alpha Ninetail, Finian, Alpha Luminian, Mantine, and Alpha Perugly. And before I forget, I find Wanda to finish Request 58. I head back to the camp and evolve Quilava to Typhlosion, and while I'm here, I decided to do the request The Sea's Legend, which let me encounter Manaphy and Phione. Luckily, this one doesn't require any other game save files. After that, I waited for a Distortion to spawn. So in the downtime, I played some Smash to pass time. In the Distortion, I found a Magnemite and even a dubious disc for Porygon 2. Other than that, nothing new. So I head back to the village to evolve some Pokemon. Porygon to Porygon Z, Magnemite to Magneton, and Patil to Lilligant. And again, during an off day, I collected some Wisp and caught a Voltorb, Cranidos, and Shieldon. I headed to Alabaster for a quick Razor Claw hunt.
Play a new game. Ooh, Razor Claw! Ooh, okay, we're done. We got both Weaviles now.
I head back to camp and start evolving some Pokemon. First, Cranidos to Rampardos, Shieldon to Bastiodon, Sneasel to Sneasler, and Sneasel to Weavile. While being in Alabaster, I went looking for Happiny and a Riolu. I tried looking for a Munchlax at the hot spring, but no luck. However, I did get a Distortion. This could be my chance for an Espeon or even a Glaceon.
Yes! Yes. Okay, we need a Glaceon. Me, dude. Are you serious?
And because Glaceon is the only Pokemon left to get in Alabaster, I decided to stick around for another Distortion while I searched snow piles for a potential Ice Stone. 20 minutes later and still no Ice Stone, but another Distortion.
Actually, wait. Oh, hey! Nice.
Before I left Alabaster for good, I collected the remaining Wisp in the area. And during an off day, I managed to catch a Munchlax and a Pichu. But today, I start off in Obsidian Fieldland for the Cherubi. The strategy is to check any Shaking Tree in Heartwood and hope for a Cherubi. When there are no more Shaking Trees, we reset back to the village and try again. Took me about 4 resets before I finally found one.
Oh my god, yes! Just complain! Oh my god, the game is listening!
Now to the Cornet Highland for Rotom and request 69 of Gone Astray. I return back to the village and the next request sends me to the Obsidian Fieldland. And finally the next request 86 is the final one of the Gone Astray chain quests. I had to Alabaster Iceland for the last time.
You Dumbo, you fell in the hole?
I received the Pelt Block but Ursaring wouldn't evolve.
Huh?
Apparently I have to wait until a full moon, so instead I decided to do request 68, a Nosepass to guide the way, to get a black Augurite for Cleaver. A pretty simple request. All I have to do is give Gully a Nosepass in Wayward Cave so she doesn't get lost. Back in camp, I evolve Scyther to Cleaver. I start going around different areas looking for a Leaf Stone from leaf piles and checking Ginter, but no luck so far. Luckily, during my expedition, Eevee was ready to evolve. I continue my search and even try some viewer recommended methods.
No way, it's this unassuming rock? No.
With so much failure, I changed my plan and went for Spiritomb.
What? 3 more?
Luckily, the ones that were missing were in town, so I quickly collected the 3 and continued the request. She tells me to head to the Shrouded Ruins in Crimson Mireland at night.
First try.
Now I'm down to the last 2 Pokemon, Ursaluna and Electrode. I've been slowly saving up Merit points for a rainy day, and today's the day I get to cash out.
Oh my god, I did it. Yes. Thank you very much.
The funny thing is that I could have easily done either request 73 or 106 for a quick leaf stone.
Look at the rings. That's such a nice touch. That's like the wood rings.
With this, we're down to our final Pokemon. I entered the Crimson Mireland, the perfect place to evolve Ursaring. Couple camp resets later.
Is that the big moon? The moon man? Yo, is that the full moon? Oh my god, dude, my timing is impeccable. I am insane in the membrane. Here we go. This is the final Pokemon right here. We are now Arceus ready. That's crazy.
And with this, I'm done with the prerequisite. The only thing left is to catch Arceus.
Yo. Hey, yo. I get reception up there? Okay. God, I love this fucking timpani.
The battle with Arceus is similar to other Pokemon. Dodging moves, throwing bombs, dodging move, Pokemon battle, dodging bomb, dodging moves, whatever.
Uh-oh! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! I sent the wrong Pokemon out! Oh god! Oh god! What do I do? What do I do? Oh god, hold on. Someone's gonna die. I don't know if it's me or Arceus.
But it did take a little bit for me to get a hang of it. But on my 6th attempt,
Come up, unknown. Come up. Oh my god, my unknown. Did I win? More bombs? Eat my Tiger Bomb. Yo, Tiger Bomb goes crazy. Did I just die? Couldn't we have just done this from the beginning? What's the whole point of the whole Elden Ring fight? Like the whole Dark Soul fight we just did. I mean, I know that's the whole gimmick of this game, but still, like, we could have started on the right foot.
and with this, the journey really ends. This was a really fun experience filling the Pokedex. I'm sure some would say it's not as hard compared to your typical mainline Pokemon games, but at the end of the day, I don't really care. I can proudly say I finished my first Pokedex in a Pokemon game. Now all I have left is to get my first shiny charm, but where would I even want to try for that? Thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and tune in for next time for more content. Bye bye!